Thank you for joining us at FutureMoneyTrends.com. I'm here with Godfrey Walton. He is the president and CEO of Endeavour Silver. Anybody who's been in the gold and silver industry or been following gold and silver mining stocks, Endeavour is one of the huge success stories. So I'm very pleased to talk to him about specifically silver and then a little bit about what's going on with Endeavour Silver. Thank you, Godfrey, for appreciate
Thank you very much for having me, Daniel.
Starting off with silver, you know, a lot of people are just buying the physical silver, then maybe they make a decision to buy some of the mining stocks. But you hear so much about the silver just as a specific investment. What makes silver special compared to as getting excited about buying copper or gold or palladium or platinum?
Silver really has two usage. I mean, you've got the industrial use and that's really increasing. There's many new products that are using silver. You're talking about electronics, you're talking about clothing, both for say the astronauts, also for soldiers because of its bacterial qualities. And then you're looking at investment. People are finding that gold's getting a little expensive. I think gold's going to go higher, but silver is going to go higher as well. And it is a good investment tool.
Now, for the industrial side of silver, how high can silver go? There's a lot of price targets out there. Some people say 100, 500. There are even ones that, in the thousands of dollars.
That'd be great.
I agree. I just don't know what the dollar would be worth at that point. But how high can silver really go with it still being used for those industrial aspects? I mean, when does somebody say, wait a minute, we can't keep putting silver in cell phones, we need to put another metal in cell phones? Or is that not even an alternative?
Right now there is no other alternative, and that's what's so exciting. So I think it's going to be used for quite a while. If silver goes up to some of these numbers that people are talking about, the economy is going to be in difficult times, and so I don't see anything coming on to replace silver in cell phones, solar panels, clothing, etc., because there's no other real metal that can be substituted for it.
As far as most mines, silver producers, what does it cost to bring the metal out of the ground? Like, for example, for Endeavour, what does it cost you guys to get the metal out of the ground?
Our cash costs over the last little while have been reducing significantly. So, for example, last year we produced an ounce of silver for a little over $5.
That's amazing. So the profit margin is huge.
It is huge because we were selling it for well over 30. So there's a very big margin.
Now, some people would look at that and say, "Well, wait a minute. That's getting so high. That might mean the price of physical silver is overvalued." How do you view that as? I mean, where is a fair price for silver?
Well, I think where it is right now is a reasonable price. When you look at what everybody else is producing it for, you'll see that a lot of those costs are quite a bit higher. And there's all sorts of pressures on pushing that cost higher. You've got the cost of salaries. Everybody wants a higher salary. You've got higher costs of iron or metal. You've got higher explosive costs, higher oil. Everything is moving up, and that will push costs of producing the metal higher and higher.
You don't have to name the company, but you're in the industry, so you might know. What are some of the more higher cost silver producers pulling it out of the ground for? Is there anybody say pulling it out for $25 an ounce?
There are a number of people pulling it out between $10 and $20 an ounce.
10 and 20.
Yeah.
Another big thing is a silver shortage in the COMEX. I know you guys are on the producer side, but you're in the silver business. Do you have any thoughts on is it possible, or do you foresee a possible silver shortage on the COMEX?
We've been hearing that there will be a shortage. It's not something that we take into account a lot because we're just on the side of producing the silver and producing it as quickly and as efficiently as we can. But we do keep track of that for our sales, and we will look at the timing of sales with those possible shortages in mind.
You guys are one of the few companies that responded to Eric Sprott's letter as far as holding some silver physically.
Yeah.
Are you guys still doing that?
Because of our acquisition of El Cubo, we have actually been letting some of that go, especially with this current lift in the price. It's moved up, I think, about $6 in the last 2 weeks. So we have been letting a lot of that, not a lot of it, but some of it go, and we will be reducing our holdings at the end of this quarter and by year end.
Godfrey, a lot of people will buy silver because gold, they look at it as, to get 1 ounce, you got to pay $1,700. You can pay $30 and get silver. They might look at that in the junior mining sector or the mining sector in general and say, you know what, Endeavour was 10 cents and today it's $10. But obviously, me personally, I know that there's a lot of value in Endeavour. But for someone who might be looking at it that way, what is the future for Endeavour Silver? You guys have now built something in basically 8 years. It's gone from just an idea to how many people do you guys employ?
Right now we have 2,000 employees. And 10 years ago there was 2 of us.
Yeah,
There's a big increase there.
So what's next? What's the next 8 years like for Endeavour?
Well, right now we are making El Cubo, which is our recent acquisition, more efficient. And that comes down to mining it far better, making sure that all our employees are safe. Safety is really important to us, and then expanding that. And so that, over the next 18 months, that will occupy a lot of our operational type people, and our exploration group will be looking at finding new ounces as we've done in the other operations. Over the next 8 years, I expect to have at least another 2 operations and maybe even 3 operations, so that we diversify a lot. We are looking at several other areas in Mexico, and we also have a very strong exploration project going on in Chile, which we just acquired earlier in the year. I think over the next 8 years that will come through and become something of interest.
Are you guys going to stick to South America, or are you guys open to looking in the United States or Canada or?
The Americas is where we've sort of said this is our turf. We go to places where we think we have a strategic advantage. Mexico, we know Mexico very well. Chile, we went there because nobody else is looking for silver there. And so I think there's tremendous potential.
When it comes to Mexico, how does Mexico compare as far as being a friendly jurisdiction for mining companies?
To us, it's very good. Mexico, they've had mining there for 500 years. Everybody knows about mining. They're all connected one way or another, and so it's a very good place to work. And the government is very keen to encourage more mining. And mining now is the second largest industry in Mexico, behind oil.
Godfrey, thank you so much for taking the time to talk about silver with us.
Thank you.
If you'd like to learn more about Endeavour Silver or reach out to Godfrey, you can go to edrsilver.com.